good memories about mom and dad. Well, Dad, I remember he was always available to take me fishing out at Lake Minnetonka or go for a bike ride or whatever. That was nice. And Mom, well, she was always there for me. With 2 older brothers, it was pretty tough. Being the youngest, they picked on me quite a bit. I remember this one time, Pete and my cousin Tim, they kept calling me Stinkerbell, and it made me pretty mad. I was just furious. But then Mom had told them to stop it, and I don't know where I'd be without you.
Well, my favorite memory of a spanking was, and I still feel that I got the victory out of this one, was when Peter was taunting me in the kitchen for some reason. And I was holding a glass of milk in that little green plastic cup, I still remember. And he said, I said I was going to throw it on him. And you were, Mom, you were standing right there watching the whole thing. And he said, you wouldn't do that. Mom's standing right there. You wouldn't do it. And he kept taunting and taunting me. I'm not sure what you were doing at this point, but anyway, I threw the glass of milk, the entire glass of milk, all over Peter. And I got a spanking for it. But I think that one was worth it. I was happy about that.
Some of my favorite memories with Mark and Nancy have been all the numerous game nights that we've had as a family, and going to the ashram every year, and visiting the family in Illinois. But one memory in particular that I remember is when Pete and I were first married. We went over to the Andersons for dinner one night, and as Mark was saying the prayer and thanking the Lord for me coming into the family, he forgot what my name was and paused for a minute and actually looked at me and said, "What's your name again?" And I'll never let him live that one down.
I think one of my favorite Christmas memory of all time was when Dad dug real deep into his pockets and, well, besides the lint he pulled out, he gave me styrofoam, pieces of green styrofoam, and I think he gave Peter some wood, maybe pieces of wood, and I'm not sure what he gave Stevie, but maybe that was the lint he pulled out. That was by far the most creative Christmas present I've ever received.
I think my favorite memory of Dad is when just every year almost every year we used to go up to the lake, Big Pines Resort, and I just remember going fishing with Dad out there on the lake, Island Lake, and just being out there and just hanging out and having a good time. So that was a really good memory for me. For Mom, I think my best memory was just, there's a bunch of different times, just pretty much any time that she would sing for us at the ashram or at Christmas time, or at my wedding was a really special one too, where she sang the Lord's Prayer. That was really cool. So it's probably my favorite memory of her.
And one of my favorite things growing up was when Dad would be really sarcastic and Mom would pretend she didn't get the joke because she kind of wanted to, not have us all be so sarcastic. So she would always just pretend she didn't understand our sarcasm. Oh, really? Oh, okay. Okay, yep. And that always made for some really hilarious moments. So thanks, Mom and Dad.
One thing about Mom, of course, is all the wonderful food that she's made over the years. There's so many favorites. It's hard to choose, but I love the wild rice soup and ham balls, and Swedish meatballs. There's refrigerator mashed potatoes. Wow. Swedish sausage. The peach Jello. It's with the ice cream in it. It's so good. And there's all sorts of pies and cakes and cookies that she's made over the years. I'll always remember.
Well, the happy memories are, I think, too many to list. And looking back, there was lots of happy memories throughout the years of going to the lake and fishing and viola lessons. You remember how much I loved viola lessons for the first 14 years of my life. And but when you finally let me quit, I did regret the decision and want to go back. So you know that. And also just going down to Illinois and playing at the farm and being there and music. And so there's lots of good memories, too many to say.
For Dad, I think one thing I've learned is just through his good example, just how to love your wife and how to show her that you love her. I remember every morning him giving Mom a kiss before he left for work, and just always showing in little ways, like bringing flowers home every once in a while or whatever. So that was always the thing that I saw, and I think I've learned from a little bit, and I still got a lot to learn. So.
Probably one of the most important things that I've learned from my father was when I was maybe 5, 6 years old, tops. I remember one day he sat me down and he said, "Son, today I'm going to teach you to whistle." And I took to it pretty quickly, I think. I was a pretty good whistler for my age. And I never stopped.
Well, two things I learned from my father. One is $1 million is something you wish on your worst enemy. And two, buying a car is like tying an anchor around your neck and jumping into the ocean. And from my mother, I learned how to diagram sentences. And I learned that I had bad penmanship, but I never did learn good penmanship, which is my fault. And also I learned a lot from both about what's important in life and what priorities we should have.
Gosh, something that I've learned from Mom. Well, there's so many things. She was my teacher for practically 5 years, after all. But probably the most important thing that I learned from her was patience. Every day I would try to sleep in, and I never had my English assignments done on time, but she was always very patient with me and got me where I am today.
And Dad, I don't know what's going on, but people keep telling me I look like you. I don't really know what they're talking about, really. I think they're crazy. I can never do that. I mean, I don't even think I look like you at all. Like, I think I might be adopted. And, I mean, I'm not balding yet or anything. I mean, like you are, right? Hello? Whenever Mark calls me, I run away because he's either going to put me in the basement or chain me up outside. I think he's jealous because Nancy likes me a lot.
We'll start over.
Our family never really served with money. Let's stop. Whenever Mark calls me, I run to the basement because he's gonna either. No. I might need to start over. Bush Cheney 204. No.
All the memories.
I'm sorry.